You know, the home plate umpire will be Steve's favorite umpire.
I didn't know Mr. Met was bald.
Swing and a miss, and Reed Foley strikes out 3 in the inning. You didn't know he was bald. He's a baseball. What's he supposed to be?
We've got to talk about the elephant in the room. Keith's shirt. What happened?
And I was telling everybody, remember, we got 2 games in St. Louis, so we got to bring your pick shirts. And what do? I leave it in my hotel room. And I'm just a dunderhead. This is the second time I've done it in 18 years.
It's being retrieved right now, but in the meantime, our stage manager, Nancy Smith, did some great handiwork to replicate the Pix 11 logo.
Oh, boy.
Well, the saga tonight that has entertained everybody is the journey of the shirt from inside Keith's hotel room. Yeah. Oh, and you got your room key back. That's good. Nice job by the runner. Thank you. That's a long way to go just for a piece of fabric.
Well, normally we stay across the street, but this year we're staying out in Clayton at the Ritz. Oh, I shouldn't say on the air, but but
how many years you been doing this, Keith?
But anyway, Ritz Crackers. We had a first in 18 years in our open. Our illustrious play-by-play guy dropped the billboard paper.
I
He
did.
had never dropped it in 18 years.
But I recovered.
And
no one would have known.
Didn't skip a beat.
So that's your reaction when I dropped the billboard.
Yes.
You just couldn't believe my hands were that bad.
Very, very unprofessional.
No, you know, there are only 11 gold gloves in this booth. Put together a nice tribute for us.
They certainly
and we
have.
are very appreciative.
Very, very special Irish whiskey. Hello, baby.
He's like Bill Murray in Lost in Translation.
I've never seen him so happy.
We haven't done a game in a couple of days. It feels like weeks.
Yeah, right. I feel the same as you. It's like when I haven't done a game for a couple of days, you never know what words are going to come out.
Yeah, but the most important thing, though, did we miss each other?
It's good to see you, Keith. What sweet symmetry that a lefty named Hernandez gives up the home run to Pete that allows him to pass you.
Just rub my face in it.
As much as I can. There are very few people in baseball that you cannot get anybody to say a bad word about. Dale Murphy is one of those people. Nobody has ever said a bad word about Dale Murphy.
How about me?
Well, maybe you're number 2.
If we come back on Monday, are we a 3-man booth on Monday?
Of course.
Of course we are. We're going to end our 18 years with a 4-out game.
Hey, well, it could go extra innings.
Oh, that's right.
Gary.
What do you mean? As long as we're going to come here, you want to do 10 minutes of baseball and go home?
Yes.
Might as well get 15 innings out of it.
My question is, does it count as another extra game on?
That is always your question.
It's always about the contract with you. And here he is, the legendary David Wright. Better late than never.
I got a question. Why does Ronnie always have to move? How come you don't make Keith move?
I say that all the time. I volunteer to go in the high chair. They won't let me.
I know exactly my place here. I'm 1-0 for 4 for not even being in this booth.
Well, I remember when you hit the fly balls the first year in the stadium with a great wall of Flushing. That was ridiculously big, this ballpark. It was, and I saw a lot of frustration, a lot of balls you hit well that were caught.
Yes. Yes, there were some frustrations.
Very nice of you to bring that back up, Kate.
Yes, thanks, Keith. I feel like every time I'm up here, you take shots at me. You know that?
Well,
I need to think of some material next time I come up here to kind of get back at you.
I was almost going to say, you know, David's got track power.
Hannah has got to really get going if he's going to defend his team hit by pitch title.
Boy, ain't no way, boy.
And there you go. Hannah's catching up.
Ew. Oh,
I willed it to happen.
The first chance I get, I'm telling him,
what has transpired this end.
That's perfectly fine.
Well, you got to get your TikTok in, Gary.
What's more important, the actual dancing or the videoing of oneself dancing?
Are you nuts? The videoing. Come on. Where are you at?
How come that guy's not videoing?
Age.
It's a generational thing.
Just going to check his birth cert. That's all. Alvarez is having like a Monty Python September. I mean,
Oh, not his pitch com right off his shin guard.
It's just a flesh wound. Okay, Sir Lancelot.
Hey, Steve, it's Jerry here. You talked about some of the adjustments and the language that we talked about. In baseball, there's a lot of tipping. But I picked up something here on video of you that I think you might be tipping a little bit when you decide that you want to say something funny. Look away here before you deliver the punchline. You might be tipping when you're going to be funny. And I think this is a game of adjustments, right? So, Steve, I was wondering, what kind of adjustments are you going to be making moving forward when you want to be funny?
It's a really good question, Jerry, and the answer is nothing, okay? When you reach this status, when you reach this level, when you reach this type of humor, you don't change anything up. I'm doing nothing different because I've reached the pinnacle. Sorry about that.
Well, now I learned from you because now I know sometimes you don't have to change when it's perfection like that.
So we made mention of this during our open tonight. You're not in the regular visitors television booth tonight. When we came here last September, we were told the tale of the Ring Central Coliseum possum, who apparently makes a home in the visitors' TV booth. The Angels played here at the beginning of the season. They were the first team in, and Wayne Randazzo, our friend, is now the television voice of the Angels, and he told us that in the opening game of the season, the possum, who apparently lives somewhere in the wall behind that visitors' TV booth, made an appearance during the game in their booth. Anyway, so they set traps for this possum, but he's proved elusive. When our tech people walked into the booth, because it takes a lot to set up a booth for a broadcast,
Right.
So they walk in the booth and immediately were met by the stench of the possum having, done his business in the booth.
no, I didn't know that.
Yeah. An executive decision was made to move us to this booth, which is somewhat smaller and has, a few impediments, like there's a pole right in front of me. You were wondering what I was talking about.
It's right in
There's
front
an
of you.
actual pole right in front of my face. But, I can bob and weave like the best of them. When I do college basketball, a lot of times we're on the floor and the coach is right in front of us, so you have to kind of bob and weave.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm familiar with the scenario.
Keith, what was the hardest thing for you a year after being in high school, being in pro ball?
Learning to play every day.
Yeah.
And hitting 256 when I was hitting 500 my whole life. That was a little rough.
Maybe you should have taken some more walks like Jet did.
Had a decade of hitting 500 from age 6
I had a
to
lifetime
16.
of hitting 500. You kidding? That year was a sobering for me. I mean, 250. But it was a hard 256.
Oh, you had a great BABIP?
I hit in tough luck. I had good exit velocity. Trust me.
We'll check out your BABIP. What kind of insect is that?
I need a little light on them.
I'm told it's a spotted lanternfly, but if it's a lanternfly, shouldn't it be lit up?
It is an invasive species, is right. They want us to step on them out there. We were notified by our pest control.
Is that true?
Yes.
Where did they invade from?
Some foreign land. Davis.
Earlier, we showed this sign, and we said if they brought it to the booth, then we'd be happy to sign it. Well, sure enough, Manna and Samantha, then here they are.
Are you kidding?
Thank you so much for coming by. Can I draw just a couple of strands of hair on But there is a little red in your wardrobe tonight.
There is.
I noticed.
It'll look very good. I have to wear the red jacket. There we go. There we go.
What? How would you describe this particular choice of footwear?
It is red.
You look like an elf.
No, I don't.